And of course, it's all about celebrating the champions. Now, the Free State Crinums won the first 3 editions of South Africa's Premier Netball League between 2013 and 2015. But since then, it has been the Jaguars that have dominated the local netball scene, winning 6 titles in 8 years and qualifying for 11 finals in the process. But the Free State Crinums faced the Jaguars in the final at the Ellis Park Arena last night and defied the odds to run out 47-46 winners and lift the coveted trophy. So the victorious captain, Karla Pretorius, and the coach, Mosoahle-Samm, join me now in studio to reflect on the season's success and, of course, what this means for netball in the Free State. Ladies, thank you so much for making time for us and welcome to the AM Report. It's now being called 2024 champions of the Telkom Netball League. Martha, what does that feel like?
It still feels like a dream, really, Andee. You know, it's so unreal, and what a miracle, you know, what an achievement. We can just say, you know, big ups to the girls. You know, we wanted it so badly, and here it is, 2024. It hasn't sunk in yet, but it is. It is.
It really is that big pinnacle event, Karla, and I suppose the last time the Free State Crinums won the title, you were part of the team. You left the country, went to go ply your trade overseas. In Australia, 2019 Netball World Cup defender and MVP of the tournament. You come back this season and they win the title yet again.
Yeah, I haven't really realised that until somebody told me yesterday after the game. But yeah, what a great honour just to come back again and play on South African soil in front of our South African fans. I've really enjoyed being back in the Crinum team. And being part of that environment. At the end of the day, any team, when you come into a competition like this, you want to win. And that was our goal from the very start. And we are so satisfied, or where we are now, the fact that we could pull it through.
And it was the same final last year, Martha. You were on the bench in a different capacity as the assistant coach. Do you think some of the lessons that you learned in losing that final to the Jaguars perhaps helped you this time around to make sure that you were able to get over the line?
I was still the head coach, Andee, and last year when we lost it, and if you remember quite well, it was a big margin. I think we lost by about 6 goals. And sitting there, you wonder, we worked so hard, and we really wanted this so badly, and we really thought last year we were going to clinch it because we had a very good season, you know, and a campaign going into the final. But we actually learned, it was a big lesson for us, you know, to realize that you don't just win it by ending number 1 on the log. And when it happened this year, we knew that it doesn't mean anything, you know, to be number 1 because it happened to us last year and not having to round it off in the final. So we learned a big lesson, and they say you always learn your lessons when you lose, you know, when things are not going well. And I think it was a big wake-up call for us last year that we had to prepare even more for this year.
And what are some of the lessons that you've learned, Karla, perhaps as being part of this journey? I suppose one of the big things that has been a focus for you is, you know, exploring ways to market South African netball to the rest of the world.
Yes, I think when we got together at the beginning of the season, we really had a good look at ourselves. Me being now back in this team, we had a good look at ourselves, but took the good stuff, and we knew that we need to build and obviously be consistent in the way we approaching. So that was a big focus for us. But just to continuously involve and better ourselves to make sure that we peak on the right time. We know going into this final series, it's all, regardless of what happened in the pool, it started all over again. But this is what we want. We want that, if you look at all the matches that's been played in the semis and the finals, it was very close. And that's what we need in our country to better the sport, but also to really lift the standard for us when we go international to compete.
And how difficult was it then having the format as it was this season? 3 power weeks, playing every single day consistently for up to 7 days at a time, as opposed to what we had previously where players were only playing on weekends?
I think, look, it's not ideal. I think players would prefer playing probably less game rather than the format that was this year. But it is what it is, and you need to embrace it and prepare yourself best as you can. Ideally, it would be great to just play a few matches on a weekend and then go from one weekend to the next. But as I said, it is what it is, and we're happy that we could pull it through. I think by the end of this 3rd power week, the bodies were sore, people were tired, but it then comes back to really backing each other and having that good game plan and being consistent and pulling it through.
And I suppose it's worth it in the end then, Martha, as we end off, for your Free State supporters that have been with you throughout the journey, to be able to then go back home and say, we've done it. They are watching now. So perhaps just to round things off in terms of your experience and how much it's meant to have that support to rally you through right till the end.
It was an amazing support, really, and some of them we know that they really wanted to be here, but because it was a final on a Wednesday evening, it was a bit difficult for them as they needed to go back and work. But you know what support, the love that we got from the Free State supporters, they've been there for us, and we know that they'll be waiting for us when we get to the Free State. So we just want to say this is for them. We knew that we owed it to them, especially after last year. You know, we can't just play the finals and not take a gold. So this means a lot for our Free State, and you know, having to actually play against the two Gauteng teams which are so dominant. We always found ourselves like in the middle, but this time we thought we're not going to be in the middle, we have to end up top. So Free State, this is for you.
Oh, and you certainly did them proud. Of course, these are champions, the 2024 Telkom Netball League champions, the Free State Crinums, who do get their 4th title in terms of the domestic netball scene. So that's where we'll leave it for your sport for now.